What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the highly anticipated, longly overdue episode of Elevated Crypto. Now, we did leave off sometime here mid-March, I think was when we threw one of the last videos up. And let's face it, things sort of got boring towards the end of the month there in crypto. We didn't really have a lot of movement across the majors. We were sort of just riding the chop. Now, there was a couple little buying opportunities, which I did throw out there on my Instagram. Through the downtimes here, when I'm not putting content up daily, I do sort of keep the Instagram and the Snap group up to date with calls and just little things I see throughout the day. So make sure you follow me over there. But, things got sort of slow. And then April came in and like a wrecking ball just smashed through some of these barriers and really turned the heat up on a lot of these cryptos. So if you're a fan of the channel, a lot of our longer term holds have been doing phenomenally well as of late. So we're going to take a quick look at those, where they're at as opposed to when we were looking at them. We're going to look at what's trending on CoinGecko, and we're going to run through some of the latest headlines here so I could sort of show you the narrative of where I think this space is going, why I still preach we are early. There's a lot of growth left in this market. And we're going to sort of decipher what areas we could sort of look to next to see some growth. So right now, we're just going to run through and take a quick look at what's trending on CoinGecko. So you have Alien Worlds, something new. I'm not too familiar with that one. Polygon Matic, XRP, BNB, which not surprising, seeing the gas fees here are up a little bit. VeChain, PancakeSwap, and Origin Protocol, right? That's what's trending on CoinGecko right now. Now, you see the Bitcoin dominance is down. That is something we've preached, going back, endless amounts of videos going back. You always pay attention to the Bitcoin dominance, even if you don't own Bitcoin, because when that drops, the alts tend to generally pop. Now, I think right around our last video, I think we were still around 59, 58% dominance. And now you see that drop to 52, and we can look at just some of the explosive growth out of these altcoins as of late. Now, Aetherium, another, heavily favorite coin here on the channel. I posted back in September last year when this was around $300 that, I thought it would be $1,000 by the end of the year, and it got there. And honestly, I am not going to be surprised to see a $10,000 Ethereum. I'm not going to put a timestamp on it as of when, but there's a lot of, important updates coming for Ethereum, especially around June, July, that I honestly think could impact the price. And to see Ethereum jump, to 10K down the line, I really will not be surprised. We've seen excellent growth out of XRP lately. Now, that's one that could go either way. I've never seen such a hated-on coin or project. But they've had a lot of legal issues, and I guess as of late, we'll see in the headlines here, I guess they've been notching a few legal victories in that lawsuit battle. And as they do that, you're seeing this price start to jump. Now, I do believe trading of XRP is still suspended in the US, although I'm not sure if that is unanimously across all of the exchanges, and I'm sure there's ways around that I'm not going to go into here. Uniswap, another one that we like, up. This was just under $30 a few days ago. XLM, excuse me. XLM was one we've talked about since, October, November of last year. And I think that was even around, between 10 and 15 cents. So right now you're looking at, a 4 to 6x. I'm not mad if you, cover your initials here, maybe book a little bit of profits. I do think there's still a long ways up for Stellar. I think this is just sort of starting to get heated up. And as we see these things expand and as we see more of this technology get adopted, you're going to see a lot of these things rise, especially Stellar, which I think they're bigger over in like the European Union and things over there. But we covered quite a few articles on Stellar and, how they're involved with the government and helping with voting and different things over there. But again, a coin we really like long term here. And going down, we can't help but notice Tezos too. Tezos has had an excellent run up. That was another one we've covered probably from $1.50 to $3, saying, it was a good buy. And depending where you hold it, you could earn, 5% APY on your holdings. which, let me remind you, is pretty high. Sort of off topic here, but I got my bank statement the other day. And you know how, every month you'll get a statement or whatever from your bank, and whatever you have in your checking or savings account, you earn interest on. So, for whatever was in there, I looked and I earned 2 cents, and I'm like, wow, that is just like horrible, absolutely horrible. But more importantly, I looked at the rate. Now, this was I believe, a credit union, so you're supposed to get, I guess, get a little bit better rate than a bank, and the rate was 0.002. And when I say, like, something like Tezos, a project like that, where you could stake and earn 5%, 5.0, huge difference, as opposed to what you could earn at your bank, though you do take the risk of this price fluctuating. So, there's a trade-off, I guess, risk for reward. Aave, we've seen waking up and getting back into the 400 range. Again, this is another one I'm not going to be surprised wake up and, be right back up to around 600 before you know it, once these DeFi coins start taking off. So Aave's another one we like. And I just wanted to go down another one, absolutely blows my mind, and I kick myself for not, grabbing this back then, was Thorchain Rune. If you looked at just what this coin has done, I'm not going to go into it now, but if you look back on your own time, look at just from December to now, and you'd be blown away at what this coin has done. And we're going to talk about later in the video here, there's some news surrounding Thorchain, and I'm not, going to be shocked to see this thing hit to $20 soon, and I'll explain why later in the video. And lastly, ones we were talking about, just about a month and a half ago, Zcash, some of the privacy coins, that was down around 120 when we said, look, it could probably go up from here, and now we're up around 220. Again, took some time. That was a little well over a month to get there, but that's some of your, once it got down that low, looking at the point, the risk to reward was that it really wasn't going to go much lower, so we grabbed a few. And again, we're seeing gains slowly but steadily coming over that. Now, I did want to look at one more here, Band, which was another one that we talked about a lot on the channel months ago. And looking at where this thing is, it just blows my mind, right? Because we were at $4 or $5. And again, seeing these grow, Band, Chainlink, API 3, all your Oracle options have been doing phenomenal as of late as well. So now that we, sort of went through that, we see what's going on, we see the gas fees, the dominance, what's trending. We're going to hop over, and I just want to take a look at some of the headlines here. We're not going to go through these articles verbatim, and I will link them up in the description below. But looking at some of these here, this one jumped out to me. Ethereum Studio Consensus raises $65 million from JP Morgan, MasterCard, and others. So again, to say that this space is just seeing a fad, or this is just a bubble that's waiting to pop like 2017, it's totally biased to say that, because we are having much more adoption, things we didn't even dream of in 2017 that are happening now. And in each and every day, you're seeing this further itself more and more into mainstream. Another thing to cover here quick, I seen this jumped out at me. Nvidia, now that's a company, they make graphics cards for computers, right? And I guess they came out with their own graphics card targeted towards mining, because I guess the actual gamers, people that were buying them for gaming, were having a hard time getting them due to all the people buying them for the mining capabilities. Well, Nvidia targets their revenue. They tripled their estimate. I guess they previously, expected 50 million in revenue. They jumped that to 150 million, tripled that, just based off how many of these cards they're going to sell. What does that tell you? This is growing. It's growing at an unbelievable rate. So to turn your back on crypto, or to say this is a fad, is really a huge mistake, in my opinion, not financial advice. And even scrolling down a little bit more, the New York Stock Exchange is doing NFTs, and no one knows what to make of it. Okay, NFTs, if you're not sure what they are, non-fungible tokens. It's basically like a crypto coin that sort of stands for something, whether it's tied to a piece of artwork that you would own, or a picture, or maybe the NFT has utility, could be an album, I seen, I think that was a few weeks back, Kings of Leon, they did an album release as an NFT. Again, just other ways we didn't even fathom that, the cryptocurrency industry is breaking into mainstream. Ways we didn't even fathom, right? Scrolling over to Cointelegraph, this was something I really wanted to go over quick with you, and I'm going to wrap this video up. But, we talked about Thorchain earlier. And I came across this article here. It says the biggest event in crypto this week isn't the Coinbase listing. Now, I'm sure everybody here, you're aware that Coinbase is going public. I believe that happens tomorrow. And they're going to take their shares public. And that is a big event, right? It's been talked about for months. Everybody's been waiting for it. But this article here goes on to talk about Thorchain. And actually, what they're doing this week is something that's never been done, right? The biggest event in crypto this week isn't the Coinbase listing, as per Eric Voorhees. The first truly native cross-chain DEX is about to go live. Now, all that is, guys, first truly native cross-chain, meaning it could go across multiple chains, whether it's the Ethereum chain, the Binance chain, Polkadot. And DEX is the decentralized exchange, basically like a Uniswap, SushiSwap, things of that nature. Shapeshift CEO and crypto industry stalwart Eric Voorhees has suggested that the launch of Thorchain is arguably the biggest event in crypto this week, right? I'm going to link this article up below, but it says here in his tweet that he put out, Thorchain goes live tomorrow. Native cross-chain decentralized exchange. Never been done before. Arguably the biggest event in crypto this week, though it may not be obvious for a year or two. So again, something to pay attention to. And, possibly if this goes well and this catches on and becomes a hit, is this something that, will drive the price of Thorchain up? And I believe it will. And that's why I said to see that go to $20 would not surprise me. And lastly, one thing we talked about, and close to probably one of the last videos we put up, we talked about ZK rollups and how they could be huge going forward because of Ethereum gas fees and whatnot. And here you have this article here. Is this new DEX a silent assassin that will take on Uniswap? I'm not going to go through it, but they are talking about a rebranded ZK rollup ecosystem, something we were talking about weeks ago. So definitely, I'll link these up, take a look at them. I hope you guys took some value from this content, and I'm going to get back on here more consistently and try to give you guys value on a daily basis. So, till the next video, I'll see you then.